For the first time in 8 years, the people of Southeast are considered for a presiding role in the National Assembly. I must also say that as sectional as this may sound, I am from the Southeast, and the Southeast have been marginalized, including the Southeast at this time is not enough, but it is a beginning to national integration and should be commended, rather than throwing everything given to the Southeast and South away. I am a nationalist, and I'm here also on the mandate of my people, so I shall defend my people fearlessly without fear or favor. For the last 16 uninterrupted years, the Senate presidency of the country has been with our brothers in the North. If for any reason, any person that is planning on opposing against the choice of Godswill Akpabio, then the person can choose from any of the southern senators, like Kalu, like citizens, or who the man I don't like who opposes the man is supporting, Patrick Ndubeze, who are all ranking senators from the South. So if you say this is not good, and you're a man of justice, and you're fighting for national integration and cohesion, you choose from the other one, not to move it entirely and then want to have all sections of the country holding those key positions. Also, it should be noted that the South has not occupied the seat of either Senate President or Speaker since return to democracy for 24 years, despite that their environment is being destroyed daily so that we can eat. If they are denied the opportunity now, and both seats taken back to the North, one can ask, where is our sense of equity, fairness, and justice as a country? A Senate presidency from the South will bring about both religious and regional stability. We must not gloss over the fact that the president-elect and his vice are already Muslims. Now, if you do not go by this zoning formula, or don't bring an option that brings cohesion and inclusiveness, when you are done with what you are doing, you will not end up having Muslim president, Muslim vice president, Muslim Senate president, Muslim speaker, Muslim CJN. Is that fair? Taking both the Senate president and speaker to the North will invariably mean that the top 5 positions in the order of succession in the country will be Muslims. That is clearly not the intent of the Constitution when it talks about federal character, and also not in line with the desire and aspiration of our nation's founding fathers, who envisioned a country where everyone will have a sense of belonging. This trajectory will cause more exclusion and alienation of majority of Christian South and may not augur well for stability and unity. If those who are driving this current opposition to the zoning formula are not being selfish, they would have considered all the zones of the country in making their selection. As it stands for them, the Southeast and the South do not deserve anything. They act like they have forgotten that from 2015 to 2019, while we had a Northern president, we also had a Northern Senate president and Northern speaker. But they now start balancing as their reason for insisting both presiding officers of the National Assembly should go to the North. It is obvious these people do not mean well for our country and do not think of stability. It cannot be said that the reason for what these opponents of inclusiveness and stability of the country are doing is because they went for competence. If they say Akpabio is not competent, then the question would be, why not choose Kalu? Why not choose Iznaso? Why not choose Patrick Ndubeze? Do they also lack competence? How do they want some of us to go home and explain to our people that we voted for the Senate President and Speakership to be returned to the North, both seats they have had for 16 years since 1999? Since majority of lawmakers in the year to be inaugurated 10th House has chosen a very competent person in the person of Tajudeen Abbas from the North and Benjamin Kalu from the Southeast,